What's up, Internet?
Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So today I want to go ahead and congratulate Arkansas Living. Alright, we all know them, we all love them, we just can't stand them. Actually, freaking Arkansas Living is amazing. I like the dude a lot. But he actually came out with a video, I believe it was today, sent it over to me. He accepted our one wood bow drill challenge. So I came out with that challenge back October 14th of 2021. Put it up there for anybody to attempt it, film it, and send it to me. And when you send it to me and you completed it, I said I'll air you over here, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now there's going to be some commentary from me because it's my channel. But anyway, the one wood challenge is you take a piece of wood, not one this small, it's just for a prop, and you make your bow drill material. You make your tinder, bird's nest material, you make everything out of it to sustain a fire. And there's a link up top, should be a card popping up for you, and also in the description if you decide that you want to take this challenge. So I don't want to take too much away from this video. I just want to present this to you guys because it did an awesome job. Now what I will say is I noticed that he was using cedar. I love using cedar. Cedar's interesting to work with. Now the cedar bark that's right here is a real fine material when you break it down. So cedar works great for bird's nest material. We use it a lot down here. When I did my video, I used what's known as popcorn tree out here. It's the wood densities works really well with the bow drill, but it's hard to get everything you need out of just that one material, but it can be done. So he used cedar. Cedar brings its own challenges because cedar wood has a lot of sap in it, just like pine and everything else. Now it's not as sappy as pine, but you will have difficulties until you really master it. Cedar's a pain in the butt, but once you learn the ins and outs of your cedar, it's your go-to. I mean, it's my go-to on bow drills. I freaking love it. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
What's up, Internet? So we've got this challenge. I've been wanting to do this for, I think it's been 2 or 3 months now. I'll have to go back and look at the video. Survival Living put this video out. It was well back before, I think in November maybe. And the idea is, it's a challenge video. I haven't mentioned that already, but the idea is that you make a bow drill set from one piece of wood of a tree. And so from this one piece of wood, you make your spindle, you make your hearth board and your bearing block, all from the same piece. And your bird's nest too, and the kindling for your fire to build a sustainable fire from one piece of wood, rather than, you know, cutting a spindle over here and finding a piece of lighter pine, fat wood for your bearing block over here, and all this kind of stuff, and picking and choosing the materials to make it easier. Whoops. This piece right here, it's a little bit bigger around than what I wanted, but it's still got the bark on it, right? Still got a little bit to help me with my bird's nest. I might even cheat. I might have a spindle right here, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off right here. Even if I can't make a spindle out of this piece, I'm not even sure if that's against the rules or not, but.
So we're gonna go ahead and pause right there, guys. He was asking Wasn't sure about the rules, if you can use the branch as a spindle. That's fine, I have no problem with that. My advice to anybody that's attempting this challenge, don't use a branch for your spindle, okay? Because if you actually break the branch down, look at the wood. You got your hardwood, your core running through the branch. That's softer, and that's gonna be the center of your spindle. And what that's gonna do is cause your spindle to break down faster. So you really want to get the same material out of the same piece of wood. Sure, you can use the branch if you want to. It's just going to be harder and more difficult for you to actually get fire using that. So let's get back into it.
Chances are, right down here around this knot, I could find a little bit richer wood. This was a dead standing tree, or maybe I could. I don't know. Let's just cut it up and see. I'm gonna cut it right here and right up in here and try to make everything for a sustainable fire out of this one piece.
Alright guys, so you're seeing that he's shredding all his bark material, like I was talking about, cedar bark. This stuff works great for a bird's nest, and he's starting to separate, he's starting to split down his woods and everything else, trying to get everything ready, because everything to create your fire and also have a sustainable fire must be created out of that one piece of wood. So that's what he's doing. He's breaking everything down. In the video you'll see that he starts separating stuff and wrapping with cloth. The fact is, humidity, moisture will get to everything. So when you start separating stuff, you want to organize, you want to protect it as much as possible, especially if you're going to be there for a while. And sometimes, guys, bow drill takes a while. Probably one of my most famous ones here on YouTube, if you've been with me for a while. I had to hit that thing 3 different times before I finally got my fire going. But I wasn't going to let it get me down. I was not going to let it defeat me. I went right back out there. We did a video on it. I was trying to do a live stream before, and I was just frustrated, and it just didn't happen. And after the 3rd time, we got fire. Sometimes it takes a while. So protecting his equipment, all his material with a cloth, was one of the smartest things he could have ever done there, especially when night comes rolling in, you get moisture. And all that exposed material, even though cedar, you can get it lit if it's got moisture in it, but it's a hell of a lot harder to do. So let's get back in it. Alright guys, we're going to pause right there. I want to point out his bird's nest material. Like I said, he's using bark from cedar. Now you notice that he's making the bird's nest, and it's real coarse material. Alright, that's the outer part of the bird's nest. This is actually one of the best constructed bird's nests I've seen in a very long time. He had enough material to actually make this correct. So he's using this coarser material. that has got broke down. He's built his cup. Basically, it looks like a bird's nest. And now he's taking finer material and he's working it together, grinding it together, making it really dry, really super fine, and all that's going to go in the center of that bird's nest. That way, when he puts his coal from his bow drill inside, he has a greater success chance of igniting that, which will then go to his larger part of the bird's nest and engulf in flames. Alright guys, and there you have it. Arkansas Living, great job, brother. I'm sure your arm is tired. Yes, that's the bow drill, guys. Again, the bow drill is not our first go-to in a fire. To start fire, it's not. I use ferrocerium rods. You know, here lately I've been doing more and more with ferrocerium rods and other types of starting fires, just because I just want to hone those skills more and more. Everybody loves a Bic lighter. Even if you don't have a Bic, you got one of those cheapos, it still produces fire. It's nice to have. Absolutely nice to have. Like I've discussed in the past, when I was train riding, my lighter broke, and I was outside of Mount Shasta, just outside of Dunsmuir, and it was snowing. My lighter broke. I had to get fire going in the snow, trying to find dry material enough to actually create fire. So yes, as preppers, we're like, man, I just keep a Bic lighter on me. Okay, Bic lighters are nice. Trust me, I get that. But things do happen. They crack. You put it in your back pocket by accident, you're running, whatever. It does happen. And this is skills that we're trying to teach others to learn. So when you master this skill, you now, no matter what, you know how to create a fire with nothing. Well, maybe a bootstring. But you know what I'm saying. I've seen bow drills made with natural cordage. I will tell you this much: if you're running natural cordage, you're gonna have to make a lot of cordage up, because you will burn up your natural cordage really quick. So you will be needing to pre-make a whole bunch of cordage for that. So again, Arkansas Living, great job, brother. Like I said, I'll feature you if you're able to film and complete this task, this challenge, this YouTube internet challenge. Man, it'd be freaking awesome if it went viral. I mean, seriously. But because we're not eating Tide Pods, I don't think it ever will. So why am I pushing so much on this? All right, so on my channel I see more and more, we need to be more self-reliant. We need to be more self-reliant on what we can do. Well, here's one of the greatest things right here. Being able to create fire from nothing. Is it difficult? Yes, of course it is. I mean, that's why it's a challenge. But once you learn the mechanics of it, and I recommend going back, go to his video, go back to my original video. I explained every piece, the whole process in depth on making your spindle, your fireboard, everything. And start applying it, start working on it, start using it, and you'll learn these skills. I believe we all need to have outdoor survival skills. The fact is, we're preppers, we stock stuff, but what happens when we don't have our stuff? Well, we don't want to be victims. We want to be able to maintain and exceed in life during SHTF. Succeed, not exceed. Maybe, I don't know. I'm half retarded, so give me a break. So, moving forward. This challenge is still up and will remain up. If you are a YouTube creator, if you're not even a YouTube creator, you're just one of the subscribers here that don't have a YouTube channel, and you want to do this, film it, send it to me. So I don't use Dropbox, I usually use WeTransfer. It doesn't cost you anything. They have a free service there up to like 2 gigs. And you just send it by email and I'm able to grab it and bring it up here. So guys, if you're interested in that, definitely I encourage everybody to attempt it, absolutely. And I believe that you can do it. Does it take practice? Of course it does. I have a fail rate too on bow drills. There's some days I'm just not going to get it. And then there's other days I do, but I had to rest and reevaluate everything. To take an example, Pathfinder School, when I was up there taking the intermediate scout class. First bow drill I got. Second bow drill was after doing a whole bunch of hiking. I was exhausted, I could barely lift up my arm. And we had to do a bow drill. I couldn't do it. But I knew we were required to do the bow drill the next day. So I took my material, got everything cut up correctly, got everything burned in, and I started working my material, drying it out, getting it prepared, getting it ready. Because I knew once I got rested up, I would be able to knock it out. I was just that fatigued. And that's the fact is, when you're having to rely on this, you might be fatigued, you might be exhausted, you might be hungry, you might be delirious from not enough water, not enough food, whatever. So this is a hard task, but it's well worth learning. And here on the channel, we are trying to separate ourselves from people that want to talk to you about survival, yet they're not producing anything on survival. It's one thing to read something on the internet and say, this is what you guys got to do. Okay, we all know what we got to do, but until you put your hands on the material and make it happen, now you know what you're talking about. So that challenge goes out to everybody. And again, when I first did this video, I was not calling anybody out. I did call out one individual because he's being a dick on my channel. So I threw that directly at that individual. He never did it. But anyway, that's just the way it is. Internet warriors. All right, guys, definitely do appreciate you hanging out with me. Arkansas Living, awesome job again, brother. If you guys are not subscribed to Arkansas Living, definitely go check him out. Really good friend, great dude. Got a lot of great information. Now, I'm hoping Arkansas is able to get some more time off from work because he works all the time, plus doing YouTube. I'm hoping to get some time off work and get some more outdoor videos because he's got some really good knowledge on a lot of things, especially there in Arkansas. One of the first things that really caught my attention by him is that he was walking, it was off the road somewhere, down by a little creek bed, and he was talking about water purification, getting water out of that stream. And he knew that he needed to count out so many feet away from that stream bed, dig a hole, and now he's got cleaner water that he can actually purify and stuff like that. So yeah, ideas like that is ingenious for one, or genius, smart man. Let's put it that way, smart man. Yeah, my words are not always correct. It's a very good asset to have that knowledge of what you can do, because the fact is, when you have to rely on yourself and you can't rely on your gear anymore because you just don't have it, or it broke, or it's lost, or it was stolen, and now you're stuck out there and you have to make something happen, you need these skills to survive. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.